Hello Sumit, you're welcome to another video tutorial. So we'll be learning how to make this twist top. If you look to the side of the top, you can see that there is a joining, which means there is an opening. So we'll be using the slash and spread method. So I'll be using paper, okay, so that we don't waste fabric. I don't have enough fabric for it. So the full length of the paper is 24 inches, and I'm just going to start by measuring my shoulder measurement, which is 15 inches. Divide by 2 is 7.5. So I'm just going to go to the edge of the paper and measure 7.5. Then from there, I'm going to measure my bust point, which is also known as my nipple point. But I'm going to add half inch to it. So I'm marking 10.5 as my bust point. So I'm just going to mark the 10.5 on the center of the paper. Then I will rule a straight line. Then after getting this part, I'm going to impute my shoulder measurement on the bust point area, which is 7.5, and I'm going to roll the armhole line. So all of this now is really not necessary because is a kimono shoulder. The sleeve is cut together, but I have to do this so that some of us don't get confused. So I extended the sleeve area about 8 inches. Then I came down by 1.5 of an inch to create shoulder slope. So for the neckline, I'm using 3.5 of an inch for the width. So from that 3.5 now, I'm going to create my shoulder slope to the 1.5 I came down with. Don't forget, I extended the sleeve from the shoulder measurement. I extended with 8 inches, okay? If you want your sleeve longer than that, then you can measure more. Do you understand? After that, I'll go ahead and impute my bust measurement, which is 10 inches, plus 1 inch for ease allowance, then plus another 1 inch for sewing allowance, okay? Then after that, on the edge now, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. Then I'll create my armhole line. Now coming in by 1 inch is to create a slant at the armhole opening, because so that the bottom part will not be pushing out by the time you wear it. It will conceal it. That's why I came in by 1 inch and I roll. Then the next thing now is to get the waist measurement. It's 15 inches. Then I'm going to mark it. You know it's not carrying that, so we're going to use 15 inches as the waist measurement. Then I'll go ahead and mark. Now, after marking the waist measurement, I'll go ahead and impute a quarter of my waist measurement plus 1 inch for ease allowance and 1 inch for sewing allowance, like we did for the bust measurement. So the same thing we are doing here now. We're going to put it at the edge of the paper, which will be putting our hip measurement on. So you can see me imputing the ease allowance and the sewing allowance. Then on the lower part of the paper, I'm going to impute my hip measurement, then 1 inch for ease allowance and 1 inch for sewing allowance. So by the time we do this now, we're just going to connect all the lines together. So I'll connect from the bust point from the bust area to the waist, then from the waist to the hem of the top. So after that, we are going to connect the armhole. We cannot leave it like that, so we're just going to create a curve in that place. So I'll just take my curved roller and curve that part. So you just wash the way I'm placing it, then you do yours the same way. So you can see how I'm placing the ruler. So you place yours the same way and just create the armhole curve like so. So the next thing we're going to do now is to mark the shoulder and the neckline. So for the neck depth for the front, I'm using 5 inches for the neck depth. So I'm going to mark it. Then for the back and neck depth, I will be using 1.5 of an inch, okay? So I'm just going to connect these markings with my ruler like you see me do in the video. Please, if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much for engaging with my videos. Please don't forget to drop your honest review in the comment section, about this video. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, okay? Share and comment. Thank you very much for stopping by. So after we've done all of that, I will go ahead and cut it out. Now this one, now I'm going to use this pattern. You know, we drafted both the front and back because of the neckline. So I'm just going to place this one in a fresh paper and use it to cut the back first before we'll be doing the slash and spread in the front pattern, because it's not affecting the back. So I just got a fresh paper to trace it out, okay, so that when we're slashing, we'll know that we're only slashing the front. And again, I would have easily just used this one to cut the fabric for the back first, but I'm managing the material I have, so I have to do it this way with paper. So on the edge, I went up by 1.5 of an inch to make a curve. I didn't want it to be straight, so I went up by 1.5 of an inch to make a curve. So after making that curve, now I'm going to separate the front pattern from the back pattern, and we are going to slash and spread. Then we'll go ahead to the major work of the video. It is very easy to make. That's if you follow the step and you do not skip any part. Please do not skip any part, because most of the questions you ask me I already answered in the video. Please do not skip any part so that you don't get to ask questions that have answers in the video. So now that we're done, I will put the back pattern aside. Then we are going to work on the slash and spread. So what I'm going to do, if I should do the slash and spread on this pattern and work on it, it is going to be longer than I measured. Do you understand? So I am going to measure 4 inches away from it. I'm going to cut 4 inches away from it. So I'm going to make a mark 4 inches across. Now it has to, you know, we already made a curve at the edge. So I'm going to use my curve ruler to cut it away. The reason why we're cutting this 4 inches away is because the parts we are going to slash and spread and extend is going to give us another part. We will join to this place that I'm cutting away, and the measurement will go back to 24 inches. If I do the slash and spread with everything like this, it's going to extend to about 30 or 29 inches, and we don't want it that long. So I have to cut this part away to start with. So after cutting it away, I'm just going to grab my ruler and create my star lines to the armhole area. Do you see the way I'm placing my ruler? So the point you start the first line from, that's the point from at the armhole area. That's the point all the star lines will start from. So I'm marking 3 star lines, okay? Now, if you don't want yours too big, you can mark just 2, like I marked here, and slit the 2 open. But I went ahead to create another one, and at the end of the day, I have to reduce it because I felt like it was too big and it's just going to affect the length of the top I'm working on. And another thing about the top, I don't think it will be nice. It will be fine if it's long, if it's too long. Do you understand? So after creating the 3 star lines like this, I'm just going to slash them open. But you don't slash it through, don't slash it completely. You leave a very tiny part of it that will hold it together. So you can see me slashing the 3 star lines I've made. So after slashing the 3 star lines, the next thing I will go ahead to do is to get a fresh paper that will be spreading on. So like I said, that you can use just 2 star lines and spread just like that, but I made mine 3. So now you should understand that the more star lines you have, the fuller it becomes, like the more drip, the more effects in the front of the top you will get. Do you understand? So now you can see that I've gotten my fresh paper. I'm just going to arrange my pattern on it. So after arranging it, we are now going to do the extension. So you just watch the way I am doing it carefully, and please, like I said before, make sure you don't skip any part. The video is short enough. It's just 20 minutes. Make sure you don't skip any part so that you don't start asking me questions that I've already answered in the video, please. So you can see how I'm arranging it. If you want yours bigger than this, you want it to give you more fullness in front, you can spread it more than what I am spreading here. Okay, but I didn't spread mine too much because I was working with the fabric I have also. It's about 1.5, one and a half yard of fabric. So when we get to the fabric area, I'm still going to explain to us the kind of fabric you really need to achieve the effect fully. Okay, so you can see me taping it like so. So after taping it, the next thing I am going to do now is to grab my ruler and make the extension that we need. So I was going to trace it with the straight ruler that's with me, but don't forget that it is curvy, and this part that we're trying to trace out, we are going to sew it back to the lower part. I'm going to show us all of this. So you can see me measuring it. Whatsoever we have at the side like that is about 12 inches. I will make sure that it is the 12 inches we are extending with, because whatsoever extension we are creating, we are sewing it back to the side where I cut that 4 inches from. So you can see me using the curve ruler to rule the 12 inches. So now that 4 inches that we cut out from the lower part of the fabric, now the length is 12 inches. You can see me ruling the 12 inches. So after ruling it, on the upper part, whatsoever weight we have as spread is what I will extend to the, you can see me marking it. I will extend it to this other side too, because it has to be equal. The measurement has to be equal. Then you can see that the side measurement is 12 inches. I'm still going to make sure that this part also is measuring 12 inches. So I'm going to go ahead to measure it with my ruler, with my tape, 12 inches. Then I cannot connect a straight line like so. Do you understand what we've just done? Because this extension that we've created now, we are going to be sewing it back to the side where we cut that 4-inch paper from. We are going to be sewing it there. But at the end of the day, I realized that this extension I've created is bigger than the 4 inches we removed from the side. This extension was about 8 inches wide. Okay, so I'm going to reduce it, but you're going to watch me reduce it. So this is me cutting it out. After cutting it out, I will go ahead and reduce it with about 2 inches. Why am I reducing it? Because like I said, I do not want the length to be longer than 24. Okay, if not, I would have just used it like this. It will give me like extra 2 inches to the 24 inches we measured earlier. But because we are working with 24, I had to go ahead and reduce it. This part was actually really wide. My camera is not even showing it's not even showing the wideness here. It's really wide. So I have to measure something out of it. Do you understand? So after that, I'm just going to like use my curve ruler again for this part, because you see all these curves I'm making, it's because we are going to sew it back to the side, like I have been saying. Although you will see where I am sewing it and you will understand the explanation better. So here now I've removed like 2 inches away from it because I felt like it will be too big. Okay, but if you don't mind yours being big, you can spread it as much as you want. So after doing it this way, the next thing we'll be going to do now is to go ahead and cut on fabric. Now here, the fabric I have is Duchess fabric, but you can see me checking the measurement. The measurement is complete. The fabric I have is Duchess fabric, but I really do not know if this Duchess was really original or not. I've had this fabric at home. It is not drapery at all. It is not drapery at all. So I will advise you use either a chiffon fabric. Do you understand? Those ones that fall softly, it will give you the exact effect of the picture on the thumbnail, but you will see it on my body. We still got the effect, but this fabric is very rigid. Do you understand me? So it really did bring it out the way it's supposed to, but it still came out the same way. But you need a softer fabric, okay? You need a softer fabric. This duchess was not really drapery at all, maybe silk fabric too, raw silk. So after spreading my fabric, I placed my paper. I opened up the neckline a little bit, but we did not exceed the 5 inches we came down with. Do you understand? So after doing that, I'll go ahead to cut. I left half inch on the upper part, on the shoulder part. That's for joining. I left half inch there. So um it's just seam allowance that I added there. Then after which, you can see me removing my pin to pin the other parts. That I'm going to pin the neckline down also. So this fabric is way too thick for this style, but you watch to the end of the video and you see how it turned out on my body. It was really, it came out really nice, and I was really impressed with the outcome. So after cutting it like so, you can see what we have. I went ahead to use the back pattern to cut off camera, but the back now we cut it on fold. Please take note, okay? So we're going to work on the front pattern first. So I'm just going to remove my pins. It's very easy to sew. The sewing is very easy. I think the sewing is the simplest part of it. So I'm just going to remove my pins like so, and we are going to go to the machine and sew. So what am I going to do? First of all, for the center front, I'm going to run it down with half an inch, then come back. So here now, I've gone ahead to sew it. This is what we have. We are going to notch it. So spreading it over, can you see what we have? So we are going to notch it. We will notch at the part where the stitches stop. You notch like half inch inwards, okay? Now this notching you are making is the hole that you will use to turn this thing. So now I'm just going to flip the fabric the other way around for you so that you see what we are about to do clearly, because this is where the twist that we're looking for comes from. So you can see that this fabric is not soft at all. It was really the wrong fabric to use for this style, but I still love the outcome. So this is what we have. So now we're going to flip it. Can you see what I'm doing? You can see what I'm doing. You are flipping it on top each other. Then you place it this way, right side facing right side. Go ahead and pin it down. Then you go to the machine and sew it. You see the part we notch is the part I picked with this other lower part of the top, okay? Then you pin it together. After pinning it together, I will go to the machine and just run a straight stitch with half an inch allowance, okay? So after doing that, I will come back. We can now do the other side together. So this is what we are going to have. I'm just going to sew it across. So here I've gone ahead to sew, and this is what we have. Can you see what we have? So one part is already giving us, so it's remaining the other part. So for the other part, we are going to pick from the notch part. You can see where we notch at the lower part. Then you are going to make sure that it is right side facing right side for this other part also. So I'm just going to flip it, okay? Watch what I'm doing very well, okay? So I'm going to flip it. Can you see it this way? We are going to sew it from the wrong side. So this is the wrong side of it, okay? So we are going to sew it. What I'm going to do now is that I'm going to pin it down like we did for the other side. So after pinning it down, I'll go straight to the sewing machine and run a straight stitch like we did for the other side. So you can see that even from the video, you can see that this fabric is not really soft. It's not giving the softness that it is supposed to give. I was really shocked at the quality of this duchess, and I'm beginning to doubt if it's actually duchess they sold for me or they sold shiny face for me, because it's like shiny face is really not like duchess, but I really have to make this video and I didn't have any other fabric at home. But like I said, the outcome is at the end of the video and it really came out well. So this is what we have. I'm just going to go to the machine and sew, run a straight stitch with 1/2 inch seam allowance. So after that, you can see what we have here. This is what we have. So now you cannot really see, you can see that the fabric is not drapery like I've been explaining. So we are just going to sew the front and back together. I'm just going to go to the machine, sew the front and back together. I will cut a long strip as bias, then I will use it to pipe the neckline, but I will do all of that offline. Then I'm going to show us the outcome on my body. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. You can see how nice it is on my body. It came out well, exactly how it is on the thumbnail, but the fabric choice is wrong, like I said. So you need a chiffon or a silk, raw silk. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.